If you are an extraordinary worker, or if you manage a team of them, I have some bad news. Your most talented people are currently operating at only 25% of their actual capacity. That missing 75% is consumed entirely by coordination overhead, the endless scheduling, the daily syncs, the email threads, and the meetings required just to keep an organization aligned. Simply adopting a generic AI chatbot doesn't remove this friction. Most companies focus exclusively on teaching basic tool skills, while leaving their inefficient, meeting-heavy workflows untouched. To realize that lost human capacity, we have to look outside the traditional corporate structure and study the radical workflows of successful solo founders who run multi-million-dollar businesses entirely on their own. What they prove is that the real barrier to innovation in the modern workplace is rarely a lack of talent. It is the crushing weight of organizational friction. To measure the weight of that friction, researchers at Harvard Business School conducted a major field experiment on AI's impact on corporate innovation. They tracked 776 professionals at Procter & Gamble, a massive consumer goods company, as they worked on real-world product challenges. The result? Individuals using AI were 3 times more likely to produce top-tier ideas. AI breaks down functional silos. A marketer can generate technically grounded ideas. An engineer can produce commercially viable ones. A single person with AI matches a 2-person team. Leaders like Shopify CEO Tobias Lütke, pictured here, have adapted by making rapid prototyping a requirement. This forces individuals to use AI to simulate the value of other departments, stripping out the weeks of coordination usually spent seeking approval. AI acts as a force multiplier. It allows a single individual to proxy the value of an entire organization. Navigating this new landscape requires a specific set of non-technical skills. The first is taste, the ability to evaluate a piece of work and recognize whether it is genuinely excellent. But having good taste alone won't get anything built. To actually activate your talent, taste requires a crucial counterpart: conviction. Conviction is the willingness to act on your taste. It is the decision to ship a product or share an idea before a committee of your peers validates that you are right. These 2 skills operate together. Your conviction forces you to execute and gather data, and the resulting feedback continuously sharpens your taste. The final skill is speed of control. We often focus on the spatial span of control, how many AI agents one person can manage, but that isn't the real bottleneck. Your effectiveness is limited by how fast you can process compressed information and sequence high-quality decisions. This functions like an executive editorial role. You scan the horizon for trouble spots and allocate attention disproportionately to areas where judgment is needed. Mastering taste, conviction, and speed of control upgrades a worker from a doer of tasks to an executive director of AI. This shifts the balance of power within big companies. For decades, extraordinary people were held back by corporate overhead rather than their own abilities. In the past, building a product required technical coding fluency that kept visionary employees dependent on the corporate structure. But AI has permanently removed that technical barrier. We can see this unblocking in the data right now. The number of solo-founded, venture-backed businesses has risen to 1/3 of all new U.S. ventures on platforms like Carta. Carta is a cap table management platform that tracks equity and ownership for startups. If you run a business, your most customer-obsessed experts are now prime candidates to leave. If they feel trapped by coordination burdens, they can now build their vision elsewhere. Aggressively killing corporate overhead and empowering individual conviction is a critical talent retention strategy. In many organizations, the more people involved in a decision, the more likely that decision is to drift toward a safe, middle-of-the-road compromise. This creates an averaging cost that dilutes bold ideas into mediocrity. To keep top AI talent, companies must adopt policies that allow individuals to make decisive choices without requiring universal agreement. Amazon, pictured here, famously utilizes the disagree and commit principle to maintain speed. Extraordinary workers need the space to say no. They require the autonomy to reject misaligned ideas and opt out of unproductive meetings so they can focus on execution. The ultimate goal is to build an environment where the company is the best possible home for ambitious people to actualize their dreams internally. AI gives every worker the jetpack they need to build the future. The only question for leaders today is whether their talent will fly with the company or fly away to build without them.